slowly. I'll be right there.
And I already talked about parks. You know, I talked about parks.
You guys got to meet our new Civil Defense Director back there, Colonel Ben Fuaka, newest member of our cabinet. As you know, in the last few years, we've had 2 tsunamis, an anniversary of which we commemorated yesterday, and 1 hurricane. And thankfully, Hawaii County has been safe. Our families, our children, our kupuna, our community. So I want to thank all of our first responders for Hawaii County for doing an outstanding job. As usual, we've been around every year. We take our cabinet to come, to listen, talk story, update what's going on, what's happening in Hawaii County, what's happening in our local government, what's happening in our districts, and to sit here and listen. Have people share mana'o to us, to individual department heads. So what we do is I'll update everybody where we are with the budget, some of the decisions we've made, why we've made those decisions, what we've tried to accomplish, what was our objectives. And hello, sister. I'm going to ask you for a little bit your aloha and your respect. I'm going to give you your aloha and your respect. I just ask the same for myself and the cabinet.
Well, yeah? We have the aloha respect, my brother. And that's consultation. Before you get
sister, I know we're sitting here. We're going to talk about our government. And if you like talk about
your government,
Hawaii, this is our government. Sister,
come on. Come on.
Okay.
You occupy.
You occupy. Okay. We can put any time for talk about that. We're not going anywhere. We'll stay over here. We'll answer any question in an open forum. If any of you want to talk to each of us individually, we'll also stay and talk to all of you as well. So whether it's housing, whether it's public works, whether it's parks and recreation, police, fire, civil defense, finance, that's why we're here. First of all, I'd like to, hold on 1 second, and then I will talk about where we are with our budget so everybody understands what's going on with the county budget, some of the difficult decisions we made, and then we can answer any questions any of you have. Like we said from the beginning, we all, hey, aloha, what's up, Tava? Mahalo po, thank you. So, as you all know, we all, from year 1, we've been here. This is over our 42nd community meeting we've had. Because what we heard was people say, we want access to our county government. We don't want county government to be in one office or one building. It should be out in the community. So we've taken our entire cabinet into all of our communities. So what did we do? When we took office in 2008, the County of Hawaii budget was $403 million. What we've been able to do every year is reduce both the size and cost of government, year in and year out. Took it down to $386 million, down to $367, and this past year submitted a balanced budget of $365 million. So what we've had to do in a tough, challenging economic environment was reduce the cost of government. We couldn't ask anybody to pay more for the government services we all receive. In addition to that, we collected less taxes than we collected when we first took office. When we first took office, we collected $225 million in taxes. And every year we collected less taxes. And now we're down to collecting $195 million in taxes. So at the same time we've reduced the size of our operating budget, we've also collected less taxes. But what we're very proud of is that in spite of reducing the size and cost of government, collecting less taxes from our community, that we've been able to increase services, especially out here in Puna. Right? We're able to pave Pahoa town just before the parade. We now have a brand new police station that came up in the last few years. We got a brand new fire station. The Pahoa transfer station is a model. Makes it easy to recycle, to get our community to zero waste. Other communities come here, look at that and say, wow, we like one like that in our community. We're in the beginning stages of planning and developing a recreational facility over here for our children. Our Kamali'i, second to none. We're looking to take down this big hill back here and just create an open park space for all of our community. We have a burgeoning, thriving, vibrant youth programs in our community because of coaches and volunteers. Our Puna Panther football team, Papuana football team, we're champions throughout Hawaii Island. did an amazing job. Our coaches take 30 to 40 kids per league every day after school. I'd like to thank Tom Brown from our transit agency, which runs a bus service so that our parents who cannot pick up their children after school and get them to sports and back again, that our transit system provides that opportunity. Because we truly believe when our kids are engaged in a positive recreational activity, they're not involved with drugs, gangs, and violence in our community. And what they're all engaged in is listening to coaches, listening to teachers, listening to mentors, to adults who care about them and set a positive role model. Our children are our greatest investment. So in spite of this reduced size and cost and shrinking of government, we've been able to continue to maintain services in our community. Should we have more? Absolutely. Then we've also heard, hey, they say, hey, we get too much consulting contracts. You know, when we started collecting almost $16 million, we took office. Today, we're down to $4 million. So we said, hey, enough for these consultants. I told somebody, hey, what is a consultant? They said, that's somebody you pay for tell you the time, but they borrow your watch for tell you the time. Yeah, that's not true.
It's money.
I gotta let him my watch, pay him, and then he tell me the time. We've been doing a lot of work in-house. One of the things we're really proud of, the Anikiaho Kalole Highway in Kona. Right? I'm very proud to stand, and I'm not saying I did this now. I'm saying myself, humbly, serving with an amazing group of people, have done it. Amazing people who work on your behalf did the job. In Kona, the first road in 40 years, if any of you know Kona, the Henry Street extension going through Palani, went over to Kealakehi. And that project was the largest, what's called ARA, American Recovery Reinvestment Act, a federal economic stimulus project. That project, instead of having a press conference and saying, we're building half the road for twice the cost, thanks to the hard work of our team at Department of Public Works, they're able to build twice the road at absolutely no additional cost. Because of engineering in-house, because of the hard work of our team on that project, the road from Palani to Kealakehi is going to get paved at exactly the same time as a previous project was scheduled to be completed in May. It's going to get paved all the way to Hinalani. Some of you don't know, it's Costco. So it's twice the road, no additional cost to any taxpayer.
How much per mile? How much per mile?
The total road will come in at $29 million, so we're going to get
how many miles?
Almost 3 miles. And if anybody knows somebody could do them cheaper, shoot me a call. Because it's all open bid projects, you know. I mean, it's, hey, you got a bid, and the cheapest bid, come in and get them. And that's the lowest bid we got out of everybody. And people in East Hawaii goes, what's the big deal about that road in West Hawaii? Say, try imagine driving around Hilo without Kilauea or Kinaole. That's how important that road is to improving the quality of life of our community. So we're able to do that. Same thing with overtime. You know, these are all facts. None of you are just making it up. We told everybody we got to reduce our overtime costs. When we first came in, we're talking about $14 million almost in 2007, 2008. We're down to $8 million. You know, and sometimes with police, with fire, with our first responders, we got to protect our community. They get one case or an emergency at the end of the shift, they got to stay over. But we're proud of being able to reduce that. Same thing with our passenger vehicle purchases. When we took office as a team, we were purchasing about 100 cars, vehicles, county vehicles. I think we're down to not even 10, less than 10 vehicles. We're also in the process of purchasing our first electrical vehicles. We want to convert our fleet. Because even though we're talking about renewable energy, we've got to get our transit system, our buses, and our vehicles. We've got to get off of fossil fuel. If anybody passed the gas station lately, I don't know how many of you guys just said, anybody even walk? Anybody even drive? Hey, somebody didn't walk. Everybody else can drive. Everybody else have to put gas. We're talking almost $5 a gallon of gas. If anybody think that's going down anytime soon, we're not paying close enough attention to the news. You know, we're talking about Iran closing the Strait of Hormuz as 17% of the world's oil supply. One decision by one individual, one government, all of us paying $8 a gallon of gas. You look at Syria, you look at Egypt, you look at Libya, the source of our fossil fuels. We're 2,500 miles, us in Hawaii. Beautiful island, beautiful place, 2,500 miles away from any other landmass in the world? Are we going to continue to depend on fossil fuels being shipped to us from the Middle East with questionable geopolitical decision making? I say no way. I don't want to be a kupuna one day, hopefully God willing. And I got to look at my children and grandchildren. You know, and they go, hey, uncle or papa, how come? How come we still, knowing the decision, knowing what was going to happen, we still didn't make any attempt at removing ourselves from fossil
Well,
fuels?
that's not true. You got 5 million gallon plant going into Cal, biodiesel right now.
Why did
5
they
million
go
gallons a
with
year,
plant?
biodiesel. They're
No,
gonna make.
biodiesel is another option and alternative,
That's-
but that's not going to solve us. Are you using biodiesel
I
today?
am absolutely using biodiesel. In the back of my
That's
truck right now,
fantastic.
I got 120.
Congratulations.
Got 120 gallons in the back of my truck, parked right out on the street if you
Hey,
want to
that's
see it.
awesome. That is
And everybody else, and you know
I
what
was
else?
there with Bob and Linda King.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful project,
Let me tell you one more thing.
But
It's
it's
$1
not-
a gallon cheaper. It's $1 a gallon cheaper.
and we need to do more of that.
And that's
And we
right.
need to do more of that.
Okay.
Not less of that, more of that.
Okay.
And same
So
thing
we're
with
not so
employees.
dependent on
I
Iran.
congratulate you.
We're not so dependent on Iran. We have options. That's all I'm saying.
We have, but that, I would,
We haven't looked at them though.
but what
We need to
percentage
look at them all.
would you put forward, what percentage of the island, or even the state of Hawaii, are not in fossil fuel? 5%?
I don't know. I do know this. I know this. The community that I live in, we don't have Helco. So nobody from where I live all the way to almost to California, with a few exceptions, has any Helco. We're all off fossil fuels for our electricity.
See.
All of us.
Yeah, I give you credit. Congratulations.
And we can show you, and we can show you how, and we can show you how to do it too.
Take you.
But you don't have.
We already have.
But
I
I
grew up
don't
Kalapana,
know.
we never have Helco either. We had kerosene lamps in
Right.
our houses.
That's right.
No, I grew up right down the road too, so.
We don't, bro, I got all the modern conveniences. I'm not on kerosene. I got all the modern
No, that's
conveniences.
great.
Washing machine, freezer, refrigerator.
Congratulations.
And I
That's where, one
want to
day,
show you
hopefully, we all
how
could
to
be
do
there.
it without destroying Puna.
Yes. And nobody over here is out for destroying Puna.
Well, you
Okay.
build power plants. We're gonna build power plants all the
For
way.
real?
You're gonna be on
Why, anybody
target
believe anybody here
by
out for destroying
Iran.
Puna?
If it's for profit, yes. If it's for
Okay.
profit, yes.
And that's first. Now, you guys, hey,
Yeah.
I understand people's concern, but you know, for have you sit there yell at me about destroying Puna, when my
not
middle
yelling,
name is
bro.
Puna Pahoa Ikahala, I'm born and raised here, I go back generations here. I'm not here for argue, but that kind of accusation, I don't believe in give credibility to that we here to destroy Puna, because our kuleana and responsibility is
Since
to
I said-
Malama
Not
Puna.
for
Since I said it,
And
can I,
everybody here, you're trying to take care of Puna, okay?
since I
Wait,
said
hold
it,
on one second.
can I tell you what I
Hey,
was
you can
saying?
continue all you
I
like,
want to
but let
talk,
me finish.
but I won't get.
Brother, I'm not going nowhere. I said I'm going to stay here. You can interrupt.
He gets paid to be here, so,
wait.
hello, you're paying him to be here, so get your money's worth.
Hey,
And what he has to
going anywhere.
say, come
Don't
on.
need shout your way. And you guys, I said at the beginning,
He like the
not
flow.
going anywhere. We're going to be right here. No need shout and yell to make yourself heard. You just got to raise your hand. No need yell accusations and stuff. Just raise your hand and we will talk story. But no need dominate. We're here to listen and talk.
No.
Okay? We cool? Hello, man. Go ahead.
This guy.
Identify yourself.
My name is
so you can
Chris
avoid
Kelly.
talking.
I'm from Puna here.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta
Previous
see the
last
front,
one.
then you gotta see
Before, one of the things I've always wondered about, which has come up before, about the old railroad grade. And I kind of envision this as being like a new highway. It's kind of a green highway for like electric bikes, electric cars and bicycles, and people with baby carriages or joggers or anything but petrochemical kind of vehicles. You know? And it's going, I could get from my house into downtown Hilo in 15 minutes on a bike, and I'm 65 years old. You know, and I'd love it. I think, you know, I just like blast right through there. Railroad Avenue, yeah. And it goes through major
good
parts
idea.
of our communities, like, you know, from beaches down to Hawaiian Paradise Park. We're talking, it services like almost 20,000 people in that area.
Well, why wasn't it opened up so that we avoid the bottleneck and have an alternative route?
Some monies to study the Puna Makai alternate route to come through from Hawaiian beaches, and then we've run into a
That
series
was way
of
before you
challenges,
came into
whether
being.
it's Paradise Park,
Long time.
people wanting to come through Railroad, or other landowners along the way. But I think all of us
Hawaiian
who
Kingdom.
have lived in Puna understand that we need
Superior
alternate
title.
access routes in and out of Puna.
It's also a safety issue.
You get
Civil
choices.
defense and stuff for various different issues and stuff too.
Yeah, that's a great idea though.
Thank
To
you.
have a green corridor that would allow us to use bikes and non-fossil fuel burning
I might be able to
transportation.
get some of the Democrat money from Mr. The guy.
I see 1, 2, and 3, okay?
Right behind your back.
And then 4 on the radio.
Two are being waited.
So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Aloha.
Aloha, Greg Smith is here.
What's up, Greg?
Um,
What's up, Joe?
we're talking, alternate rules. Now,